Good to have you today.
Thank you very much for having us. We are very excited to be here today.
Yeah, I can see the smile. You're beaming with a lot of smile. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me go over now to Madam Kia. Are you the Kia? Okay, good to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so the next person is Madam Vesely. Let me say good afternoon and welcome to the Bumper Show. How is Wangozo?
Thank you. Wangoso is okay.
Okay. Okay, great. Let's begin with the executive director. Whenever Wangozo appears in the minds of the people, what do they think about?
So thank you once again. I'm Esther S. Davis Yango. I'm the executive director for the Women NGO Secretary of Liberia, Wangoso.
Okay.
Wangoso is the coordinating body of women groups in Liberia. Currently, Wangoso has over 200 women groups within the 15 subdivision of Liberia. Wangoso is that that coordinate the affairs of women. They ensure that women capacity is built to amplify the voices on issues that directly affect them. We do this through coordination. We receive funding from our international partners.
Okay.
We also coordinate with the government through the Gender Ministry, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Information, and other ministries that directly respond to the needs of women.
Okay.
And we also work with the national legislature to ensure that gender-sensitive laws are passed in the interest of the women and girls of Liberia. And at the national legislature, our entry point is the Women Legislative Caucus of Liberia.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, great. Let's go into the conversation now. As a women-led organization, what specific are you involved with as an institution in terms of advocacy?
So in terms of advocacy, we respond to all issues that directly affect women and girls of Liberia.
Okay.
We look at women access to justice, women economic empowerment, women political
Do
participation.
you provide support to them?
Yes, we do that. We provide support with funding from our partners like the UN Women, Queen Antequina, the USAID, CEDA, all of those institutions, the British Embassy and other groups are institutions that provide support to Wangoso to ensure that we respond to the needs of the women of Liberia.
Great. Let me go to Madam Akie. How are you? Welcome again to the Bobo Show.
Thank you.
Okay, great. I mean, as the membership coordinator, we understand that Wangoso is a conglomeration of women organizations. So, do you care to tell us some of the criteria set up to join, the NGO network?
Okay, so thank you again. My name is Munakia Kelly, and I'm the women coordinator.
Okay.
And so, Wangoso, as my boss regularly said, we are network institution. We have over 200 plus women institutions that are registered with us. So to become member of Wangoso, you must first of all send a letter of intent
To Wangoso.
to Wangoso, addressed to our executive director. So when you send the letter of intent, we go and do the assessment at your institution to see, because we have
Do you have to be a
women-led institution.
Okay.
You have to be a women-led institution. Then we go and do the assessment at your institution to see whether the institution is actually visible
Okay.
and have all their policies and
So
everything
one may
in
be
place.
asking, what benefits does an organization get? I mean, after joining Wangoso as
So,
a model organization for all women NGOs in the country.
So thank you again. If you become a member of Wangoso, Wangoso is not a donor institution.
Okay.
So I just want to establish
So what
that.
do you do? Do you coordinate?
So we
or-
coordinate the women,
Okay.
their activities. First, what we do, we build the women capacity
Okay.
through trainings, mentorship, and training and mentorship. And when we do that, we build the women capacity through training and mentorship.
Okay.
And aside from that, we support them in different areas. We also do joint advocacy together with our members. So we coordinate and we implement our activities through the membership.
Okay.
Those are
through
some
the
of the
different, some of the
different
groups.
membership.
Okay.
So if for instance one goes out do a proposal to an institution like UN Women,
Okay.
so when the institution that are in the relevant county that the UN Women project is being implemented, we work to our members to carry out those activities within the counties.
Okay.
So when those are some of the capacity we provide to them. We also support them in strengthening the institutions in terms of policies and other things. We support them in strengthening guardians and what have you. We also I mentioned about the joint advocacy and other things that we do. We partner in so many areas. As we know, our institution is an advocacy institution, so our different members at a different community identify issues from the community, and those issues we bring it at the table. We discuss advocacy play. We do our advocacy play, and then we do our engagement at the national levels.
Okay.
So those are some of the things we do with our members, and we also source funding from our partner, as my boss said, that UN Women and other people provide support.
Great.
So the small grant we give to them to work at the level of the communities.
Great. Let me go to Madam Vesely. I mean, Saint Ifashi is the project officer for Wangoso. I mean, as a non-for-profit organization, how do you get support to do some of the things you are doing in terms of advocacy, in terms of the other day you were at the EJS, you were distributing over 3,000 books. How do you go about getting money? Because I've been told that you are not donor-driven kind of stuff.
Okay, thank you. For introduction, I came mentioned by Michael Fesity. Okay, thank you.
I can see your face. But anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
As my boss said that, Wangoso, our sponsorship comes from our international partners.
Okay.
So we have support from UN Women, Queen Antiquina, the UNCF.
I mean, along those years, who has been, that reliable and constant donor to Wangoso over the years, if you may?
I would say UN Women.
Okay.
UNDP.
Okay.
Queen Antiquina. They are one of our...
So they call them your traditional ally.
Yeah.
So they're always there.
Yeah.
Okay. So they provide support to you, and then you go and implement the different projects that perhaps you may have submitted to them through your proposal, and then they come with support.
Yeah, you are talking about the materials, the books that we give to the...
No, I was just mentioning, I was just giving an example though. But if you want to further expansion, you can go ahead.
No, okay, for the books that we give to the health, the one-stop center, okay, we have a committee. They have committee that are pedal, and sometimes when we go for meeting, where we have the GBV meetings, and some of the issues that come up, challenges, and we take these challenges to our partners, and that's how we got funding to be able to respond to these challenges.
Great. Let me go to Madam Yango, the Executive Director. Madam, what have been your institution role in terms of advocating for women, equal participation in the governance structure of Liberia?
So well, Wangoso have been very instrumental in ensuring that women take up leadership positions in Liberia.
Okay.
We have been instrumental in ensuring that we work with women who have aspiration to contest in electionary processes in Liberia.
Do you provide them with support?
Yes, we provide
what sort of
support.
Is there monetary support or moral support? Or do you go campaigning for them? I just want you to be more specific.
All of the above. So we provide moral support. We help them develop their campaign messages. We do capacity building trainings. We provide logistical support for them during the campaign, where we buy T-shirts, we print them. We provide flyers to enable them. You are aware it's not anything screen.
Yeah, sure.
The constraint that women face when it comes to politics, especially when they aspiring in elections. When they are contesting, there are a lot of bottlenecks. Women don't have the needed support as their male counterparts. They may have all of the resources.
Interestingly, I'm a student of gender studies, and sometimes when I interview people who come from that gender perspective, sometimes when I hear a woman tells me, "Oh, women don't, support," but oftentimes you don't see that much visibility of a woman supporting another woman, especially quote unquote aspiring for political office. Have you noticed that?
I would not agree with you because we have seen it happen.
On the overall, on the average.
On the average, you have seen the Liberian women how they mobilized and they rally around Madame Salif, and she became the first female president in Africa. And we also we work together in Grand Bassa. You will hear about the women movement, what the women say. The women got together, they mobilized their own support, they came together to ensure that they protect their vote, to ensure that on our protein, Honorable Nyobi Kanga got re-elected. And there are many, many other stories of women supporting women.
I mean, especially at the grassroots level, do you see that visibility? I mean, because right now, unlike the 2023 elections, but previous elections, you didn't see much, women, being elected to the House of Rep or to the Senate, because I cover the legislature. You have maybe few people, maybe from Kidmount, you have Bintu Masale. From Magibi, you have Ellen Ator. And maybe from Grand Jida, you have Madame Bese. And just few women, I mean, on the overall. But one of your calls has always been the issue of the 30% for women. Is it, will it come on a civil plateau where women will just sit and say, okay, you okay because you are a woman, so we'll give it this? I mean, what's your whole thinking about that whole 30% quota for women participation and the issue of taking leadership at the legislature or any governance structure?
I think we have gone above the 30% quota.
Okay.
We are now requesting for 50-50 because we believe that all our constitution says everybody got equal rights.
Of course.
So women should be given the right. They should be given the enabling environment where they can freely participate. Women have been marginalized. We have been marginalized. As I said, we don't have the equal opportunity as men. So we are requesting for this so that we can be given the chance to take a leadership position.
And you think what difference will a woman's leadership make?
It will make a lot of differences.
Tell me. Because
I can give one example from Madam Eddings' regime.
Okay.
Compare it to the past government, you see a lot of differences. You see a lot of things that her government did that we didn't see folks coming in the past 6 years that made us to elect a new government.
I mean, we've had a country where a woman has served as president. So what more should even be more difficult for a woman to be elected perhaps as a representative of a senator if you've gone that higher peak?
It's all about the mindset. It is our mindset. And when it comes to elections in Liberia, it's not only the women that are voting. And besides that, society has trained us to believe that male are leaders.
Yes. Society.
It's a gradual process to be able to change the women's mindset, to know that we ourselves, we are leaders and we can do what the men can do. And we are getting there gradually. We are seeing the development. We are seeing that women have grabbing the concept to believe that they themselves are leaders. If you go in the communities, currently we are working in the counties through local structures. Those women themselves are negotiating with the county authorities to ensure that women get appointed in local leadership positions as paramount chief, as town chief. Now we are going away with the days where women will only be in the chairperson, on political party wings and what have you. Now women are outing for key leadership position.
Okay, in the party structure.
Yes, in the party structure.
And that's monumental. But let's talk about the women's representation in this government. Are you certified in the Bokakun administration? The number of women appointed so far, a woman heading education, a woman heading health, the judiciary, the chief justice. I mean, are you certified with this number, or are you still, mobilizing and campaigning for more women participation and representation at the governance level?
Yes, so I must commend this government for ensuring that we have women appointed in key leadership positions, but we still think that there can be more done. We want to see more women in leadership positions, not only at the national level, but also at the county level, at the community level, at the commissioner levels. We want to see more women appointed in key leadership positions because only women understand women issues.
I always hear people say women's rights are human rights. So what is that cliche?
You know, women's rights are human rights. Your constitution says everybody have rights. Your universal declaration of human rights give everybody the right to participate equally. So you should be able to give everybody the space.
Why did you people pick up yours and then make it more specific?
Because we have been marginalized over the years. When there's a violence, who suffer most? That the women and children.
Anyways, great conversation today on the Bumper Show. When I'm talking to women, I'm into everything. But let me go to Madam Kia. I mean, you as a woman advocate, I know you've been into this business for a long time now, and heading the membership committee. Like you say, you have over 200 different women-led NGOs within your network. Okay, let me put you on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, how is the issue of coordination? Because, you know, you're having these different smaller CBOs and smaller groups in your network. How do you go about coordinating the activities?
So, thank you again. As I rightly said earlier, Wongoso is that body that bring all of the women together.
Yeah, I know
with our different issues, our different activities, with our different ideas, with our different know-how. We bring everything together.
The reason why I'm asking this question is because you have, you know, different women organizations that have different orientation, different niche, they into different areas.
Yeah, different thematic areas.
So how do you go about coordinating that? You know, their activities align with your vision. You know,
so majority, in fact, all of our women institutions that we work with that are registered with Wongoso, they register with Wongoso because
do they pay tar? Do they pay due to Wongoso?
They pay due. They pay $500 monthly.
US dollars.
No, LD.
Oh.
And $1,500 Liberian to register.
Oh, but it's more than free.
Yeah, it's more than free. So
what do they when you pay your money now, you are a member of Wongoso, what are all the benefits besides providing training, mentorship? You know, do you sometimes help them to maybe do a draft a proposal for projects so that they can implement it in their own locality?
Yes.
Okay.
Wongoso we do that. So we apply for grants to our international partners, and then, for instance, if the program is focused in Nimba, all of our members that are in Nimba will benefit from that grant.
You don't take people from Montserrat to Nimba, for example, to implement a particular project.
No,
because you already have a structure there.
We are into the 15 counties. We have our membership within the 15 counties. So if we have a grant that focus specifically in Bon County, we work with our members from within Bon County.
Okay.
But when it comes to national engagement, then we work with
the secretariat.
Yeah, the secretariat work with other members, and we do the national engagement.
Okay. So can I?
Yeah, madam.
Okay, so just to add up on what Mona said, we also do references for our members where we do like recommendation. Most often, some of our members, they will write proposals and they don't even let us to know. The secretariat sometimes cannot be aware, but most often, most of the international partners, they reach out to us to do checking.
To verify.
To see whether these institutions exist and whether they are part of our network. And sometimes we do recommendation without them knowing. And also we help them to to develop their proposals. Okay. Sometimes we see the small grant, and when we saw we shouldn't go for those small grant, as part of our mandate to ensure that our network members' capacity built. So what we do when we see the small grant, we call them. We say, "Oh, there's a grant for 20 or 50,000," and we look at our members are categorized in thematic areas.
Okay.
So if you are in agriculture and we see this small grant in agriculture, we recommend you or we call you, we help you develop the proposal. When the grant is passed, you go and implement your project. While we check on you, we do monitoring.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good. I'm still with you, Madam Edie. I mean, like you were saying, during the war, women and children were the most victims, if not. And I mean, when the government came in January, there were the calls for people, for the establishment of those war and economic crimes courts. And I mean, I know it has been one of your advocacies too over the years, so ensuring that people account, for some of the crimes they, meted against humanity. I mean, what do you stand in the wake of this establishment of the code now? Recently, the president recalled, consider, massacre, and they reconstituted the whole, board to setting up of the office to bring to light about this code. I mean, your initial reaction to this. I mean, the quotes on the overall, we can say we can see something will be done, though it has not been fully established yet. But what are you sensing? Do you see that people will now begin to account for their actions or inactions as discussions around this quote, lingers?
So I commend the Boaga Kun government for agreeing to set up the court, and we believe and trust in them that this court will be successful because we need justice. A lot of women and children died during the war. Men also die. So we
So
need
why you talk
justice.
about men is laughing? Everybody needs justice.
Yeah, everyone needs justice.
So the thing is, we are in one of my classes. I was asking everybody talking about women, right? Women, but can we have an equitable society where esteem or particular emphasis continues to be spotted on a particular section of the society? You think we are moving somewhere when everybody is just talking about women right, women issues, and we're not talking about the men too? Remember, they too can be abused, they too can be exploited, they too can go through the same violence. Sometimes women to go.
Yeah, we
So-
know, but the cases are rare.
What makes it? Is it because men are not reporting their cases? That's why people don't really give it that sort of attention.
If you look on the aggregate, maybe out of 100 cases, you see 2 cases there for a man. 2 cases are men.
Mm.
So women are the one most marginalized. So we need to create the enabling environment so that women will be able to equally participate as their male counterparts.
The reason I'm asking, because sometimes it sounds funny. For example, if you were a man and goes to the maybe to the police station and report yourself and say, okay, you know why I was exploited by my woman last night and she forced me perhaps into some sexual thing. Everybody around there would just laugh. They'll never take it serious. So I'll be like, why men issues are not always taken serious? Is it also part of your advocacy? Because remember, we can't achieve gender equality when men issues too are not being brought to the front light.
Yeah, as much as promote gender equality, my main focus is for women and girls.
So when it affects men, you don't care.
I'm a human,
Okay.
but my main focus
Anyways.
is the welfare of women and children in Liberia.
Okay. But you think we can have an equitable society in the midst of this current campaign to support women in every endeavor?
Yes.
You think Liberia is making progress?
Oh, Liberia is making a lot of progress.
Okay.
Yeah. But the fact that we can see women being, elected in the national legislature, and we still have those seats, and we also see women being appointed, and they are making great strides in the communities, even at the community levels. Those women who took a key leadership position or who are currently having key leadership position, they are doing great work in the communities, and it is visible. You can see it. Even as women civil society groups, a lot of women take their own resources to respond to issues of gender-based violence in the community without support from donors or from the government.
How can we achieve gender equality?
To change our mindset and ensure that we implement those laws that we have, those policies, those laws that we have, to ensure that we implement them to the fullest.
Can we have gender equality when men's issues too are not being discussed? I'm just asking because Anyway, this is a bumper show, of course. Quite a very fascinating conversation today. I have Madam Esther as the uncle. She comes from Wangoso.
I believe.
Wangoso is the Women NGO Secretariat of Liberia. You believe?
I believe everyone should be given equal rights and equal opportunities. If we
Okay.
want to have a better Liberia, we want to have that space where everybody can be happy, where the men can be happy to come home. I tell you, if the man alone is the breadwinner, they stress. That's why you see most men die, they come down with stroke at an early age. Most men die earlier than the women
Because of what?
because they take the burden of the family, they take the burden of the society, because society say, oh, men are the one, they are the leaders, they are the breadwinner.
Man can't cry.
Yeah, men can cry, men can do this.
Is it be strong, mama? You man.
Yeah, be strong.
Somebody,
But
guys, maybe somebody you've been hit so hard,
yeah.
and you crying. You say, yeah, mama, you man, be
You
strong.
man.
Oh my God, that masculinity. I think we need to, because this kind of toxic masculinity, when they are not being discussed, trust me, will continue to have the issue of inequality.
Yeah, so
Because men.
what we started,
Okay.
when we started the whole program about gender equality, initially we left the men out, and we noticed that we were creating more harm than good.
More inequality.
Yes.
Because I don't want to hold it. Because, for example, if you are a woman and you went to a town hall meeting with so women there, and you're talking about domestic violence, and once the men are not part of this kind of discussion, if you dare go home and maybe in a meeting you say, oh, don't take this from your man, or don't do this, and mind you, once the man is not in the know and you start doing anything,
No, that's not the message.
No, that's not.
Told them, say, don't take this, don't take
I'm
that.
just saying something. But the fact that the men were not part of that discussion, it makes it difficult, because mind you, they were not part of it. They
were
know.
not part of the discussion, but currently we get them involved. We have men dialogues where we discuss with the men, and the men themselves identify the issues, the problem, and they find solution to the problems. Now we have men having the action plans, how to respond to gender-based violence. And because of our engagement with the men, we noticed that gender-based violence has reduced in the communities.
Because you have to get the men involved.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, these women will go home. The men, the same men, they will be meeting the same men. So if you don't discuss that issue, it makes it difficult.
But we don't tell the women to disrespect their husbands.
I'm not saying. But for example, you're talking about domestic violence. Why you should, as a woman, why you should do, why you should not do. And if that woman goes home, she meets the man is not in the know of what they call as gender-based violence, domestic violence. It even compounds the situation. Because the next time the men will say, you're not going in that meeting, because when we come from that meeting, they brainwashing you. Men always want to be that, they want to show that manness, So yeah, so that's key. But I mean, as a women-led organization, what's the issue of women's protection and access to justice is keen. What are some of the gains Wangoso has made over the years in terms of women having access to justice, women having access to their own body and everything?
So, like we said, we are a network of women from different thematic areas. Currently, we have women who are lawyers as part of our network. We have Eiffel. Eiffel is part of our network, and we have other women who are in legal work that are working closely with us. We have seen that because of our engagement,
legal aid.
Yes, we do provide legal aid. We provide support to survivors of violence, where we provide legal aid support, we provide medical support and psychosocial support for them.
Great. Yeah. I mean, statistically as we speak, how's the issue of rape in Liberia? Is it reducing or is still at that zenith?
It is reducing, and sometimes people may say it's at a zenith because you notice that people reporting the cases, which is a good thing. But yes, bad people were not reporting the cases, and it was on the rampant. There were a lot of cases in the community where the people could discuss it in the community, and
discussing at the
community level, and they were only concerned about the perpetrator instead of them thinking about the effects of the violence on the survivors. Yes. Yeah. So now we think it is being controlled a bit, and we see a lot of cases being reported, and we see a lot of cases going to court.
You
which
see
is
that as a
good thing.
progress.
Yeah, we see that as a progress. The fact that I can come and speak out openly without fear that I was raped or I've been violated is a plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, let me go to Madam Vesely. Been a while. Let me go back to Madam Vesely. Recently, your organization. When I say your organization, I mean Wongoso distributed over 3,000 medical health report books to the Ministry of Health, Gender, and Justice. What's the motivation behind such initiative?
Okay.
I just let yourself go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I said earlier that Wongoso, our members, we had our LGBT coordinating meetings, and in those meetings, there where we have issues that come up from the various safe room and one-stop center.
Okay.
And after they brought these issues up, that the one-stop center and safe room never had a book.
Okay.
So, and this book is key because there where you get a lot of data, for all the cases that will come in at the one-stop center. And
did you bring any of it? I'm a student of gender studies. I need one. I don't know if you brought one.
No, I'm sorry, but I can still send you one.
No, you can just go to Rich.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so, and after we got this information from our partners, because I said we work with our network members, so we got the information from them on the feed that, and it even went on at the very one-stop center, and we got the first-hand information from themselves.
Okay.
And they told us that they needed this book because it was very, very key to their data and their reporting.
Okay.
So Wongoso reached out to the partners and were able to get support from our partners and to be able to contribute towards this development. And as I said, we work along with the government. The government is our partners too. So as a Liberian, we're there to help. When we see gaps, we're there to help the government.
So what is contained within this book?
In this book, we have the record.
Okay.
Like, for example, if you bring in a survivor, what the name of the survivor, the event, when it happened, where, who, those dates, and they mean
very important information, right? Okay.
So it's important. So if you say we have the 5 rape cases, you can have that data from the book, because when you bring in that book, you will know how many cases came from. You know the spot area or the spot communities that more cases are coming from. So this book are important when it comes to LGBT.
So I mean, you worked with support from partners. Who spearheaded that initiative? I mean, in terms of support financially.
Okay, our group, our sponsor, which is
KTK?
KTK, yeah. KTK
Okay.
is the one that sponsored this initiative.
Okay. And as we speak, the books distributed now?
Yeah. We're able to give 3,000 plus. And as we speak, we have given it to almost all the safe room and one-stop center. And by next week, we'll have the report coming from the other counties that was the book was sent to.
Okay. So what does this book intend to address?
A book intends to address those issues that will be coming from in the community, like rape issues, violence against women. There are a lot of rape issues that come in at the one-stop center, and this book will be there to help them.
Great. You wanted to add up?
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, go ahead, madam.
So, the Wongoso have this coordination where the sex crime unit and other one-stop centers come together and have Monday coordinator, where they coordination, where they report and give regular updates, challenges from the work that they do. So one of the key things that came out was the issue of this record, this medical book that is used to document information, let's say data concerning survivors. So the book was to honor the Queen and Queen project, funded project. We were there, and one of the key things was to bridge some of the gaps that the one-stop centers experience. And most of the one-stop centers that were assessed, it was one of the key things that were raised. There is no record book to give up information. And to adjudicate case, you have to have those documents, those substantial information. If it's not there, you will not be able to do the court proceedings. So it was key. And one goes through Queen to Queen support, were able to print the book and turn it over to the Ministry of Health.
Okay.
Presented it to the Ministry of Gender, that in return presented it to the Ministry of Health, because it is the Ministry of Health responsibility to ensure that those one-stop centers have those substantial documents to be able to work with.
Great.
So that's what the whole initiative came about.
Great.
And the books we managed for the one-stop center in Monrovia, but the minister, the assistant minister for Ministry of Gender, she said that the book is so important. So instead of it just going to just few one-stop center, but instead we extend it to the various one-stop center within the different counties. And the Ministry of Health also said that there was one of the challenges that they also had.
Okay.
So, the Wongoso intervention through our partner support, it was very key, and it helped to reduce some of the challenges that the government experienced through the Ministry of Health.
Okay, let me go to Madam Yanko. I mean, in 2023, the Liberian government placed a ban on female genital mutilation, which is a human rights issue. And so, as we speak, what is Wongoso doing to ensuring that ban remains in full swing?
Thank you. Currently, we have a grant called the Liberian FGM Project, with support from the UN Trust Fund. And this grant is from 2023 to 2026.
Okay.
We are currently working in 6 counties with 7 partners, where we are creating awareness on the harmful traditional practice. And also we have gotten the support of local zoos, and even at the national level, we are working with the Internal Affairs Ministry to ensure that we live up to our commitment. In Liberia, we are known for having a lot of good policy, but when it comes to implementation, it's something very, very challenging. So we are working robustly in the community and using those zoos to be champion, to create awareness, because they understand the issues. They know their colleagues that carry on the practice. So they are the one best.
Are you providing livelihood support to people involved into this act?
Yes.
Like the zoos, the traditional ladies and stuff. Are you providing, what sort of support are you providing to them?
So the project is developed in a way, it is by stages. The first tranche we completed was basically around capacity building, where we build the capacity of zoos, health workers, and some other community leaders. Now then we set up the coalitions. Now they are working in the community. We provide money to them monthly so that they can create awareness on the issues around the harmful traditional practice. The second phase of the project is where we will provide livelihood support to the zoos and survivors of FGM. We're working through our community members, through the local, the women and the coalition. They will identify the issues that they want us to address. So if this community will come to community X and they say, oh, we want to do tie and dye, or we want to do tailoring, they will identify those skills, training that they want us to do. Then we will train them, provide the packages, and give it to them. But currently, we have established some VSA groups in Bapolu and other counties that we do our projects. We work with the National Peace of Women that were established by the UN Women. In all of our projects, it's kind of cross-cutting. So everywhere we work, all of the advocacy issues, the key advocacy issues, we ensure that we embed it in all of our projects that we do. So we have women established that are creating awareness. Now, the second phase, the money will be transferred soon, where we are already working with them to do assessment to identify those key areas that they want for us to provide as livelihood support for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good, man. This is the Bomber Show. Today is Monday. My name is Emmanuel Colley, and of course, we'll be on this conversation since 4 o'clock. We'll take calls now, and after the call, we'll go back to our guests and ask one or two questions, and then we can get exited. So you can put in your calls now 0770567764. 0770567764 0888 This is the Bumper Show 0770567764. Today we have with us the executive director for the Women NGO Secretariat of Liberia, Madam Esther as the Yanko. We have Madam Munan here and Jennifer Vesely. And of course, we're talking about women's issues. So hope the women can call and participate today on the Bumper Show. Let's begin taking your calls. Good afternoon. It's good having you on the Bumper Show. Welcome. Please leave from the nose. Oh, sorry, I lost that person. Bolo Bolo 0770567764. This is the Bomber Show. Madam Judy is in the building.
Escata baby, Escata baby, Escata baby, Escata baby, Escata baby. When there's bolom bolom, then everybody scatters. Everything moving around and shaking in the bolom bolom styling. Come on, let's shake it. Bolom 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 bolom. In the morning, in the evening.
Oh yeah, I like the woman. I mean, she's just so actionable. Yeah. You can shake the place. Yeah, you know, anyone who knows Judy knows who I'm talking about. 0770567764. This is a Bumper Show. Today we have the women of Liberia. We're talking about women's issue. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're not talking about the hardcore politics. Yeah, we want to talk about the issues that are confronting women and what can be done to achieve gender equality. But I mean, on the final lap, Madam Yango, we've been following your trend of events, and we saw that the women of Liberia presented their call to action, you know, to the president, and that process was spearheaded by your organization to members through the Ministry of Gender. But let me go to this president. After then, I will get back to that question. Good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Ibrahim Jan. I join you from Tottenberg here in Bomi.
I thought you were mama, man. How is Tottenberg?
Yeah, Tottenberg is cool this afternoon.
Good to have you, man. We've been talking about women's issues. Let's get your input.
Yeah, I want to thank you for the program, and I want to thank our mothers in studio. You know, women are very special people. Even the peace we enjoy today in our country, women contributed in men. And there are lots of things that women have contributed in getting our society the way it is today. And so I just want to applaud them. And for me, my mother is a woman, my sisters are women, and you my two precious daughters. So everything that women into.
Oh, anyway, I think he already landed. But thank you so much from top member and trusting the LBS will be me live across the country. People there in Harpo, in Plebo, those in Barabo, and some people in Bola Home, you know, and all the different areas, you know, are following. Today on the Bumper Show, 10 minutes up to 5 o'clock, 5 will have former River G County Senator Komino. We said we'll talk about the comprehensive peace agreement, the CPA, that was signed August 18 in 2003. It's been 21 years of uninterrupted peace, and kudos to the women of Liberia too. And I know the women too, they play a very pivotal role in ensuring that peace came to Liberia when the nation was in total disarray. I mean, yeah, 2003, I was just around 5 years, so I didn't see war. But every time I hear people talking about war, and one of them say, if tyranny can be bluffing. You know they got war. You don't see war here. When walk, but I mean, the women too have been very magnanimous in ensuring that peace reign. And kudos to you, the women too. I know you people were at the brink of making sure that things work out. And yeah, you can never mention the issue of peace in Liberia without talking about the women's involvement, the activity to bring in peace and tranquility in our nation. So I was just asking when our brother from Tubman called in about the issue of the women call to action, that document that was presented to you to be presented to the president. Have you presented that document to the president, and how's the feedback anyways, Madam Edie?
So we presented a document to the president.
Okay.
But the document came about when, every government have their own agenda.
Okay.
So we met in Banga, Noganta.
Okay.
This conference was a movement building conference where we brought women from across the country, from the 15 counties, rural women, urban women. We came together and we review. We have this conference. We look at different issues, and we also look at the arrest agenda.
Okay.
And look at all different critical areas. That how we came about with the women call for action.
What is within this women call to action?
The women call to action is a document that highlight key women issues that responding to a lot of national issues, especially looking at agriculture, looking at all of the pillars in the arrest documents. So those key issues where we think that there should be more emphasis on women issues, we were able to identify the issues and highlighting those things that we want to see in the national document.
Okay.
So we also have other documents, the Liberian Women Manifesto. Tomorrow I'm inviting you, we're having a session at the EJS conference room where we'll be looking at the document and looking at other documents that we have on board to see how we can bring them together and have one document that will be used as a working to advocate for women issues in Liberia. And we also want to see those issues that were identified in the Women Call to Action to be incorporated in the national
development plan for Liberia.
Yes.
So, have you presented, or you still in the drafting and formulation stage?
No, we presented a document to the president.
Okay.
And he gave it back to the minister so that we can look at it to see whether we want to strengthen it, and after strengthening, and to see how it aligns with the national plan.
Okay, so great conversation today on the Bombard Show. We have 5 minutes to be out of this segment of the show. Madam Yango and her able team doing extremely well today. We're talking about women issue. The women are they listening, they don't want to call. Hey, the women, yeah. Anyway, 0770567764. This is the Bombard Show. My name is Emmanuel Colley. Masimi Kuroma is on social media, and this program is being streamed live from the Liberia National Television, live both on social media and the traditional television on SACOM and everything. So yes, it's good that we're having. Let me get small days of Bolo Bolo. Yeah, Bolo 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 Bolo.
Yes, it's a brand new one. Are you ready to share?
Let me say good afternoon to the great people there in Banga, Bon County, my native. Hope you guys doing well. For those of you there in Bolahun, those in the Bani Lane in Lofa. Oh yes, Madam Judy Envy, thank you for that piece. Bolo bolo ne. Yeah. So we got to go. We have a few minutes. Let me go to Madam Kezali to give a parting comment. We're about to leave you. You can just make an emphasis on tomorrow, about tomorrow's event, and then we can just call it a day today on the Bumper Show.
Okay, I would say thank you for giving us this time to be able to talk about our organization and the work that we do in Liberia.
Okay.
First, I would say, like my boss said, you are welcome tomorrow. That will be having a section where we'll be talking about putting together all those documents that we have that involves women issues. So
we'll be compacting the document.
Yeah, so it'll be from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
It's
so
a
whole day something.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
It's a section where we will have women in different thematic areas, that where they will be able to talk, look at all the issues that they have, plus the one we have on the book, and just put it together and make one request.
Synchronize it.
Yes. So that's it for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you for coming today on the Bubba Show. Let me go to Madam Kia. We are about to leave you. What's your final message to your people listening to you via across the country?
So first of all, I want to say thank you again for having us on this show.
Once I'm on the Bumper Show, we'll always make sure that women issues are discussed.
Sure. So I just want to call out to women organizations that are not registered yet with Wongoso at the level of the community and want to legalize or have a network that they can be part of. You can reach out to the Women NGO Secretariat of Liberia, and we are located on 14th Street, opposite Echo Hotel. Opposite Echo Hotel.
Okay.
On 14th Street. And my numbers.
Is it the B side or the
lane side?
Okay.
It's on the lane side, and my numbers are 0886 13 5256 0776 0776.
Don't forget about I have the mother. Your time.
Okay, 0886 13 5256 0776 492700. So in case you want to become a member of Wongoso, you can just reach out to us.
Okay.
Again, we say thank you for hosting us, and we look forward to many of these.
Of course. Thank you, Madam Coordinator. Thank you for coming. Let me go to the chief. Madam Yango, for a parting comment. Thank you again, and it's all yours. Go on.
So thank you for having us. I think this is a great step, and we look forward to more of this engagement. In order for us to work together to make Liberia a better place, we all need to work together. The media, the government, the civil society actors, we need to work together in one voice. We need to work together to ensure that corruption is out of Liberia. We need to work together to ensure that the women and children are safe, that the women and children have the enabling environment. We need to work together to ensure that we dispel misinformation, because misinformation can destroy a country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Misinformation, disinformation, malinformation can destroy a country. That's a powerful voice of the Executive Director for the Women NGO Secretariat of Liberia, Wongo. So we'll be talking about their activities in country and what are their different involvement. This is a Bumper Show. We'll take a break and we'll come back. We invite you to our next segment from